today I want to talk about two important things I learned from Faith Jenkins. She wrote a fantastic book about cease, do not settle. And so when I got this book, I read through it. I found incredible things about this book. There are so many things I learned about this book, but two things I really want to share in this video are this. The first thing she said was, she said that, and this is an aspect of when you are in a dating period and you are trying to understand what is happening, if really this person you've got going on in your life now is going to be your life partner. How are you going to identify if there are red flags in that relationship, and what are you going to do with those red flags that you have discovered? And she said that the red flags you ignore today in your journey of relationship, the red flags you ignore today will come back tomorrow to haunt you in your relationship, in your marriage. I'm going to take it again. The red flags you ignore today will haunt you tomorrow in your marriage, says Faith Jenkins. I find it so important because a lot of problem we face today is the red flags you ignore to acknowledge, or the red flags you saw, you acknowledge it, but you don't want to do anything about it. Alright? And so when you keep quiet, you have nothing to do with these red flags, or you want to make excuses and cover up and be able to go into marriage without being able to identify these red flags, is really going to be a problem, because along the path in your marriage, down the road in your marriage, is going to pop up. These red flags will begin to magnify. And now, what happened is that in the first time in your relationship, you don't see these things as an important things. There might be little things, flimsy things that look so small. And so there will be no issue to raise concern about them. It's something you can handle later in the future. So there will be no any issue to say, okay, well, this will not be a problem. Or that you recognize that it's the red flags, but it didn't occur to you that it's going to be a problem down the road in your marriage. And so being able to, not to see it and ignore it, then tomorrow it's going to come out. It's never going to go away. And so this is now gearing us towards, what are we going to do when you see these red flags? When you identify these red flags, what are you going to do with it? One person I was listening to, I've forgotten his name, he said that these red flags, when you see it, you address it. If it gets settled, if it gets corrected, then go all the way into the relationship. If you address it and nothing shows up and the person refuses to be corrected, then move away. One of the things you need to identify first is your character. Because your character is everything you know about yourself. It includes your character trait, something you do every day. You are known for this, right? Your appearance, your health, your social life, your finances, your personality, your abilities, your disposition, your environment, and your outlook on life. These are all your character. So you'll be able to identify what they are, so that you'll be able to know when the character of a person in your presence, in your life, the person you're going out with, if they don't suit what you have inside of you, or what you have been able to what you have written down to be your character, you have been able to identify that this is who I am, this is what interests me, this is my focus. If their character does not suit who you are, then the entire package is not for you. It doesn't mean that they are bad people. It just means that at this time of my life, we can't work together. You don't have what I need. Right? So I'm not going to tag you as a bad person. I'm not going to tag you that you're not good for me. I'll just say that you don't have what I need, what I expect to work in this journey of marriage together. You don't have it. And so I'm just going to move away. There's no need wasting my time, energy, and everything I love in this relationship that will not work for me tomorrow. Because this person before me does not have what it is. So when I talk about personality, it's just the same thing like your character. But when people say personality, who you are you extrovert, are you your temperament, your open-mindedness, are you goal-oriented person, ambitious person, are you compassionate, diligent, flexible, hardworking, energetic, fun-loving, independent, accountability, diligence, perseverance, so many things, even self-control. These are things that define your character, your personality. They all have to be put into perspective. if the character and your personality does not match the personality of the person before you. I know that we have differences. In marriage, we complement each other. So we have something in common. We also have differences. And so the differences and the something in common we have is what makes us unique and special. I know, I'm coming to that. But if this person before me does not have the quality that define my value, the quality that define happy and stable marriage, the quality that is important, no matter what your need might be, no matter what your character might look like, no matter what the things you are looking at for in marriage or in a man or in a woman, if the basic things in marriage are not there, they are the bedrock of your marriage. They are the fundamentals that will build up upon which every other thing can build upon on top of it. Every other quality will thrive on top of the things that form the bedrock of your marriage. If those things are not, you don't see those qualities in them or in her or in him, my advice is that there's no point moving on in that relationship, because the things you observe are the red flags that will come haunting you tomorrow in your marriage. And so that is it. So how do I know this person? You talk about the personality, you talk about the character. I've just mentioned what they are, right? There are other things you can bring on. If you write them all down, and if those characters, yours and them, do not match, you don't see the basic things that can form the foundation of your foundation in your marriage. If you don't find those things that can form the good foundation of marriage, if they're not there, then you have to move on, because they are not suitable for you. That doesn't mean that they are bad people, or he's a bad person, or he's a wicked person. It just means that he's not suitable for me. To work on this journey, I need this certain quality to be there, to be available. And so, when we talk about core values are just the things that matters to you, because they reflect your priorities in life. They reflect where you are going. They reflect your goals. They reflect what is important to you. Your values will enable you to see where you are going, and where you need to spend more time, money, energy. Okay? Your core values can also help you to navigate compatibility. When you are thinking about if me and this person, if we are compatible, like I said, the person don't need to be perfect, but it's just that the person needs to have these values, and we are going to be compatible in any of these values, because that's what will enable us to thrive and be able to work together in our marriage. In fact, the main thing in marriage is how we treat each other. And so, if this person doesn't treat you well now, there is something that will suggest that tomorrow is going to change. Alright? So, it's very important for you to know all these things, and know what the value is or are, and be able to know what you will go for when you see this person. In total, marriage is a choice to love, to care, to serve, to sacrifice, and to commit. Is this person before me going to love me? Going to treat me well? Am I going to treat him well too? Because it's not one-sided. Whatever you wish to see in him is already what you have already identified in your life. So two will work together if they be agreed. So if what I have already is what I have seen, then we can work together. And so if he can love me, he can care for me, he can serve. It's all about service, diplomacy. That's what we need in marriage. And so if I don't find all these relevant things in this person, or in her, or in him, it's not just men, women too. So many women are not even prepared and ready for marriage. Like I said, it's not as if she's a bad person, but she's not prepared yet. If this person is not ready, they are not prepared, or they're certainly not automatically not meant for me, I gotta say no and move away. And so these are the things that when you see as red flags, you tend to ignore them. And faith says, if you ignore those things, they will come back later in your life or in your marriage to haunt you. So if you need to know more about how to identify red flags, and in fact, before I conclude, I want to give you one simple example of what red flags is all about, or what things you can consider as red flags. She's got someone in her life going on for marriage, and she told me that I never liked this man at all. I never liked this man, or even love him. I'm only going into this marriage because age. 2, my friends have all gotten married except me. I have been waiting for a long time. Nobody came. Can you imagine? And I don't blame her. Her reasons are valid, right? But faith says something again that I want to share with you. Like I said, it's 2 things. The second one is, do not trade speed, quality for speed. So in a bid of being fast, to cover up, to get done these things, to move forward, we trade quality for speed. Okay? And so, what she's trying to say is that this, my friend, because of her reasons, which to her are valid, but they're not enough reason for me to go into a relationship to begin to manage somebody, because she told me that I just want to manage him. We don't manage marriage. You can never manage marriage. It's not possible, because marriage has its own storms already that you're going to face. Because every season of your life, every stage of marriage you are moving forward, you are facing different challenges. Oh yes. And so I don't want to get someone that I need to be parenting, someone that I am not in good terms, I don't like, I don't love, someone that does not speak volume of who I am. And so this man she has in her life, she said, I don't like him. Why? She has many reasons. First, this person has no voice. He lives with his parents. He has not detached spiritually or even physically. He has no voice. His parents says whatever happens in his life. So he cannot make a decision of his own. He cannot make any decision by himself. He is not cultured. No manners, no culture. He's got so many things that looks like entitled behavioral issues. When I interact with him, I don't see his IQ, mentality, and mindset, and everything that speaks volume about himself does not suit who I am. Does not reason the way I reason. I don't see life the way he sees life. I don't see marriage the way he sees marriage. Our conception about marriage is totally different. He is here, I'm over there. Another thing that matters to her, we all have different expectations of marriage. But she's just telling me some of the things she has already seen. And now, what happened? With all the list she has been saying, things that she has seen that doesn't suit quite well with her. He's not consistent. He's not hardworking. I don't know. It's just that he's tall and he's fair. He just has good looks. But other than that, I don't see him as a strong person that I really want to run this race of marriage with. So many issues. Not making decision by himself. That one is my no-go area. I can never marry a man who cannot make a decision by himself. Even if it's the wrong thing. You rather fair and learn than someone making the decision for you. When is it ever going to end? And the Bible said detach. You have to leave your father and your mother and now form a new family. And you are still hanging on to your mother and your father. And so these are so many red flags that I'm just trying to share with you typical red flags we can see, and we make excuses to cover up. And so she saw all these things. She witnessed them. But because she has strong reasons that are valid to her, that makes her to push her to even go forward. And so Faith is saying, at this level of your decision, you cannot trade the quality of the relationship you want to live with speed. Okay? And so she said, I told her, we still have time to quit this marriage. After all, you have not done any wedding. We are still on the process. She said, well, I have gone too far. This is not the best time for it now. People are already seated in the church waiting for marriage to commence. They are just waiting for me and my husband to come into the church for the marriage. Quitting right now or calling this marriage off is going to be so disastrous. Where am I going to hide my face? How will people look at me? What will happen? My advice is this. Do not wait to get to the level of quitting the job, where the level of getting to marriage level, that's a white marriage level. Don't get to that level. When you have already scheduled your white marriage, everything, to begin to make a decision you ought to have made long time ago. Don't wait that long. That's why I said, if this person does not define what you like, you quit from the beginning and save yourself time, money, and energy. So you can make yourself available for someone who can blend with you, someone that have what you are looking for. Oh yes. And so she did not quit. She waited to almost the dying minute for her to begin to make a decision. At that point, she's already confused, and she told me she cannot call the wedding off. I just have to go in and see what I can do to make things work. Okay, so marriage does not change before marriage. He cannot change after marriage. Those things you saw or you have seen will always remain there. That's what Faith is trying to say. If you ignore them, they will show off. But I am doing this video most especially for those who still have opportunity to make things right. People who still have opportunity to to change and be able to call it a quit. Don't wait until it gets so late to the level of wedding before you begin to make a decision you should have made several months ago. I'm making this video for other people who are growing up, for people who are already in their marriage, in their relationship right now, and they are wondering, am I going to ignore this thing I'm seeing? I'm not saying that the person has to be 100% perfect. You yourself, you're not perfect. But what I'm just saying is that if those things that you see are your non-negotiables, things you cannot do, things that you feel that they must be there for marriage to thrive, we all evolve and change from time to time, even when we get married. However, there are basic and good qualities that must be in our foundation of marriage for marriage to go on. If those things are not there, my dear, it's going to be difficult to begin to fight over issues, drag things, argue unnecessarily, complain, nag, do so many things. Those things will get you exhausted. They will drain your energy. They will not allow you to progress in your marriage. And so those things need to be settled down so that when we get together, we continue to work on something we have already got and then make it to magnify, make it to move forward. So we have to work with something. We cannot just go through marriage empty-handed. We have to work with something tangible, something that makes sense to us. So we can begin to pour water on it, nurture it for it to begin to grow and evolve from one level to another level. So do something that will allow you to work together. If you see that two of you cannot work together, your lifestyle and mine are not the same, your expectations and your mindset, your concept about marriage, if they're not the same, the interactions you make, their reasoning, the way they do stuff are not the same. If I cannot deal with it, I'd rather quit and allow space for someone who will suit me to come into my life. So I'm going to leave you with this advice, and I hope you do something with it. Those who are still getting married, those who are still preparing for marriage, you still have opportunity to do things right. And that's the essence of me sharing this video with you. So 2 things I'm going to leave you with it, just to summarize. The red flags you ignore today will haunt you tomorrow in your marriage. And do not trade speed or quality for speed. Okay? I want you to do something with it, hit the ground, and get running with this information. And share and like if this video resonates with you. If you find so much value with this video, I want you to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you already subscribe to my YouTube channel, thank you so much. And all those who are watching my videos, I need you to click that button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. Bye.